This YCN segment is brought to you by New London Hospital, an affiliate of Dartmouth Hitchcock.
Welcome back, YCN Sports Talk. Jeremy Stout, Andrew Zerhide, and we move over to the baseball diamond. The hot stove has not been too hot yet. We were just talking that the winter meetings haven't really started. They'll be starting next week down in Florida. And this offseason, there's been a lot of chatter, the Giancarlo Stanton, Ohtani, the player from Japan. Yeah. But there really hasn't been a lot of moves. And I'm sure next week, now that, Thanksgiving's over, everything's back to normal, winter meetings, it'll start next week.
Yeah, I hope so. I'm ready for some free agents to be signed. I think going into this offseason, I was really thinking the Red Sox needed to get either Ohtani, Stanton, or now JD Martinez.
Yeah.
And we've heard they're out of the running for Giancarlo Stanton. That trade is just going to be too much.
Right.
And with Ohtani, apparently Ohtani, I think he wants to go to the West Coast, be closer to Japan, can fly back.
Yep.
And so now, it's JD Martinez, I think, is the next big fish for the Red Sox to go after as a free agent. And he's a unique target. He's going to cost a lot. Definitely won't be cheap. But because, he wasn't offered a qualifying offer.
Right, so they don't
have to give up a draft pick or something like that in the future, which is a big deal. I think it's like a first-round draft pick, something that does mean a lot. So it's really just money. And with the Red Sox as one of the teams with the highest payroll, why not spend money? You don't have to give up necessarily your future. If you take on I know it's a big contract and it is a risk, but you don't have to trade any assets away.
Right.
And so with JD Martinez, I think it would be a good move. He hit something like 30-plus home runs in like 60 games
half the year in Arizona.
When Stanton had his hot streak, you could argue JD Martinez was even hotter than that. It was a ridiculous streak. He was hitting a home run every other game in that streak. I think he finished the year with like 44 bombs.
They all came in the second half, it seemed like.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And so I think he'd be a good target for the Red Sox.
So the question, and I don't disagree with you at all. I just didn't ever think Stanton was going to be a fit. Ohtani was kind of a long shot, but you put your, you do your due diligence and try and get the offer in there. But the problem with Martinez is that he doesn't have a position. I know they could put him at DH, but you've already got Hanley at DH. So that brings up the question, do they trade someone?
Yep.
And there's been a lot of rumors, Jackie Bradley Jr. being traded, whether it be for pitching, whether it be for Jose Abreu.
Yeah.
Do they maybe trade JD Martinez, put Betts in center field, or trade Bradley, put Martinez in right field and Betts maybe in center field, or do they just try and have him at DH/outfield?
I think if you do sign JD Martinez, you do have to trade somebody, and out of the three outfielders, it's going to be Jackie Bradley Jr. You're not going to trade Mookie Betts.
Right.
You're not going to trade Benintendi, so it's going to be JBJ. And a guy like Jose Abreu would be a perfect fit at first base. He led the league last year, I think, in total bases, which no one talks about. That's a huge statistic. So he would be a great fit in Boston. I think now his qualifying
contract.
His arbitration years. I think he has 2 more years left.
Yeah.
It'll be about $20 million per year. I think that's what it'll come out to with what he's done in the past. So he won't be cheap. But I think that would be a trade worth exploring, definitely.
Right, and that's probably one of the better options because the only other, maybe they go for like Eric Hosmer at first base and then don't even worry about getting JD Martinez. But you're right, if they do get JD Martinez, they have to trade Bradley, I think.
Yeah.
That might not be the number one option, but you really have no other position to put Martinez at.
Yeah.
So maybe you get Hosmer instead.
Right.
Then you don't have to worry about Bradley. Bradley's a good defender, and I don't want to just write him off, but he clearly is the third of the outfielders.
Yeah, absolutely, and his offense can be streaky, and I think the Red Sox do need to get a first baseman, whether it's Eric Hosmer, Jose Abreu, or Carlos Santana from the Indians.
Yep.
And if they do that, then I think Benintendi should shift to center. I think Mookie should stay in right, especially with Fenway's huge right field. And I think Benintendi's natural position is center field.
Yeah, he's fast.
So I think that would be a good fit for him. And then you sign JD Martinez and put him in left to play the wall. It might be a fit for him, but I think with that power, you add, Eric Hosmer, Carlos Santana, or Jose Abreu plus JD Martinez. That could be 60-plus home runs.
That'd be what they need, and I guess that's the next question is obviously before going into this offseason, Red Sox obviously winning the division, and the Yankees making it a little closer than I think a lot of people thought towards the end of the year.
Yep.
Whose division is it right now are the Yankees going to creep up, or as the Red Sox are constructed, are they still in the driver's seat?
I think the Yankees are definitely getting better, but I think last year might have been a little, they kind of exceeded their expectations.
Yeah.
And I think with a new manager in Aaron Boone, who's never managed before in his life, or really coached, I don't think, at the Major League level.
Done anything.
I think they're going to take a step back. I think the Red Sox are still the favorite.
All right, so we'll lots to talk about in the coming weeks. Winter meetings starting next week, so I'm sure we'll be getting a lot of free agent signings at that point. We'll take a break. When we come back to the hardwood, the Celtics back to their winning ways, 3 out of 4, or their last 3, and 5 out of their last 6. We'll take a break. You're watching YCN Sports Talk.